Shri Guru Charitra, Chapter 15 Holy Places of Bharat. In this chapter, Guru Nath's instructions to his disciples regarding the merits of doing pilgrimages and the places which they should unfailingly visit are described. After sending most of his disciples on pilgrimage, Guru Nath lives in seclusion, invisible to others, at Vaidyanath. The Siddha Yogi was the only disciple who was retained by Guru Nath with him at Vaidyanath. The mere study of this chapter with faith and devotion is believed to confer on the reader the very merit of doing the pilgrimages himself. Namdharak asked Siddha Muni why Sri Narsimha Saraswati chose to remain in an invisible, that is unseen form for a year at Vaidyanath. There must have been a divine purpose for every single act of Guru Nath, and Namdharak wanted to be enlightened on this. Siddha Muni continued his narration. Sri Narsimha Saraswati was exceedingly compassionate to one and all. He used to shower his blessings and grace on anyone, often without any consideration whether the person deserved them or not. People of all sorts, good, bad, and indifferent, used to come to him. Some were, of course, genuine seekers of the spirit. Some used to come to seek redress for their afflictions, but many used to come seeking his grace and blessings for the fulfillment of their worldly desires and ambitions, and some for the success of their vicious schemes. Sri Narsimha Saraswati was distressed about it. What a unique opportunity they were misusing, he thought. He had come down like a kalpa vriksha for the moral and spiritual regeneration and uplift of people. But unfortunately, most people were not able to realize this and use his presence and grace and blessings for that higher purpose. Further, he felt that although himself was beyond all bounds of karma and all laws of nature, yet his relieving all kinds of people of their afflictions, superseding the operation of the laws of karma, would not be congenial to the ultimate good and might weaken the moral order even more. Thinking thus, Sri Narsimha Saraswati decided that he should withdraw himself from people for some time at least, and accordingly he took to an invisible form for his stay at Vaidyanath. But before taking to an invisible form, Gupta Roop, Guru Nath called all his disciples and told them that they should go out on pilgrimage and visit all the holy places, bathe in all the sacred rivers of the land, and should reach Sri Shailam by the year Bahudanya and join him back there. They were not happy to leave the presence of Guru Nath, even if it be for visiting the holy places of the land. Guru Nath told them, it is not necessary for the disciples to be always in the physical presence of the Guru. Constant chanting of Guru's Upadesh, Guru Mantra, and worshipping of the Guru's form in the shrine of one's own heart is the real Guru Sannidhana, that is living close to the Guru. I have got to be alone for some time, but I am indeed ever with you. Try to feel my constant presence wherever you will be and wherever you go. Further, for the sannyasis, pilgrimages constitute the most beneficial and necessary discipline. The mind gets purified and steadied thereby, and one will experience a higher state of consciousness and divine awareness. I bless you all that you will have the most rewarding experiences, and surely you will all meet me at Sri Shailam. The disciples had no other option but to abide by Guru Nath's command. They, however, sought his instructions as to which holy places they should visit. Guru Nath then explained the significance of the various holy places and of the sacred rivers of the land, and the special merits each one of these would confer on the pilgrims. Visits to these holy places and doing the appropriate ceremonies and rites there, as prescribed according to their respective ashrams in life, would wash off all sins, purify the body and mind, and in the end confer liberation not only to them but also to 21 generations of their ancestors as well as to 21 generations of their descendants. Siddha Yogi then narrates the particular pilgrim centers Guru Nath had advised his disciples to visit and the specific deeds that they should perform during their stay. Kashi is the foremost of the pilgrim centers. One should have a bath in the holy Bhagirathi, that is Ganges river there. From Kashi, one should go to Gangadwar and Triveni Prayag. Yamuna, Saraswati, Varuna, Kushavrata, Satadhruvu, Vipaksha, Sharavati, Vitastha, Asikani, Marutha Madhumati, Dhrutavati are the most sacred rivers, and a bath in them would be most purifying. So also are the rivers Chandrabhaga, Revati, Gautami, Vedika, Kaushiki, Sahasravakta, Purna, Bahuda, etc. Bath in these rivers is equivalent to several folds of Chandrayanam and other vratas and austerities. Wherever there is a confluence of any two or more rivers, they are as sacred as the Triveni Sangam. Vairacharu Pushkar Tirth, Kurukshetra, Sri Shailam, Sri Rangam, Rameshwaram, Ananta Sayanam, Mahalaya Tirtha, Naimisharanya, Badri, Kedar, Narmada, Kakamukh, Gokarna, Ayodhya, Mathura, Dwarka are all Mukti Kshetras. Godavari, Bhimeshwaram and Vajhara are as sacred as Prayag. Kusat Arpan, Godavari Sagar Sangam, the rivers Purna, Krishnaveni and the Tungabhadra and the Pampa Sarovar are all very sacred. Harihar Kshetra and Pandharpur burn away all the sins of the pilgrims. Bhima Amara Sangam at Gangapur is very sacred. There are Koti Tirthas there. The Ashwatha tree at the Gangapur is as powerful as the Kalpa Vriksha. Near the Ashwatha tree is Narsimha Tirtha, and northwards to it are the Papa Vinasini Tirtha, Varanasi Tirtha, Rudraprada Tirtha, Chakra Tirtha, Koti Tirtha, Manmadha Tirtha, etc. There is the Kaleshwar temple there. It is as holy as Gokarna. When Brahaspati enters Simha Rashi, the subterranean current of the Ganga enters Godavari. This is known as Godavari Pushkar. This takes place in 12-year cycles. Likewise, when Brihaspati enters Kanya Rashi, it is Krishna Pushkar. And so also in the case of all other southern rivers, each having its Pushkar in its own cycle. A bath in the respective rivers at the Pushkar time is most auspicious. Man gains his spiritual evolution thereby. Whoever bathes in the rivers Bhima Krishna confluence becomes purified and will be born as a Brahmin or as a yogi, that is a pure sattvic person in his next life. Whoever bathes in the Patal Ganga will have Lord Mallikarjun's Jyotirlinga Darshan at Sri Shailam and will attain liberation. Krishna Sagar Sangam and Kaveri Sagar Sangam are annihilators of all sins. Sheshadri, Tirupati Venkateshwar Kshetra, Kumbhakonam, Kanyakumari, Matsya Tirtha, Pakshi Tirtha, Rameshwaram, Dhanushkoti, Kolhapur, the seat of Mahalakshmi, are sacred places. On the banks of river Krishna is Bhillavadi, a place of Bhuvaneshwari Devi. At Amarapur, on the banks of river Krishna, there is the confluence of 5 rivers, Panchanadi Kshetra. There are also Yugalaya Tirtha, Surpalaya Tirtha, etc. Where river Malapaha joins river Krishna is the place where sage Vishwamitra did penance. At Kapila Kshetra, river Krishna flows as Uttara Vahini, that is in northern direction. Whatever penance is done there, it gains million-fold potency. Pithapur is Dattatreya Kshetra. Manigiri is the place where the 7 sages did their penance. Darshan of Ahobil Kshetra earns the merit of 60 yagyas. At the onset of the rainy season, the river waters get polluted and should be avoided by pilgrims for varying periods of time. For the residents there, however, this prohibition does not apply. Pilgrimage is the means whereby all past sins are washed off and immense spiritual merit is earned. All these places are resonant with spiritual vibrations and they enrich and speed up the men on their spiritual evolution for certain. Advising the disciples thus and giving many more detailed instructions, Guru Nanak sent all the disciples on long pilgrimages. He especially told them about doing Nadi Pradakshinas and what immense benefit they confer. With one Nadi Pradakshina, one would have lived away and exhausted all his karmic lives and attained liberation. While all other disciples thereafter left to do the long pilgrimage with Guru Nanak's blessings, I was allowed to remain with Guru Nanak and serve him. Thus concluded Siddhamuni. Here ends the 15th chapter of Sri Guru Charitra, called the Tirtha Yatra Prakaran. Glory to the all-merciful, the omnipresent, and the ever-responsive Gurunath. Note: the holy places of Lord Dattatreya. 1. Girnar, Saurashtra, Gujarat, the main abode of Lord Dattatreya. 2. Kuravpur, Raichur, Karnataka, Sripadji Vallabh site of penance. 3. Gangapur, Gulbarg, Karnataka, abode of Sri Narsimha Saraswati. 4. Narsobachi Wadi, Sri Narsimha Saraswati site of penance. 5. Sri Shailya, Samadhi site of Narsimha Saraswati. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.